Physics will be the rank deciding subject when it comes to the NEET 2027 examination, my dear NEET aspirants. You might have seen previously in NEET 2025, physics was the game changer. In NEET 2026, in the re-NEET recently, physics was the game changer. I know chemistry was also having the good level, but the main one is the physics. So every single time, my dear NEET aspirants, I would say physics decides the rank. Why do I keep saying this all the time? Because I have been constantly telling you 80 to 85% of students are able to perform good in biology and chemistry, but they lag in physics. So that becomes the main reason physics becomes the main rank deciding subject. Even in NEET 2025 examination, let me give you a small, I would say, number. What is that? That is those students who could only solve, I would say, 15 to 20 questions from physics. Or those students, I have seen students who could only solve 10 questions in the physics, they are right now into the medical college. So that's why physics becomes the rank deciding subject. Because see, in NEET 2027 also we are expecting that the level of the physics will be very high. Okay, and when it comes to the biology will remain the same. You check past 5 years, past 6 years. So biology has constantly been coming out to be the, I would say, the easiest paper. Okay, sometimes it comes out to be a bit lengthy, but the overall pattern is easy. So they play with only one subject, that's physics. So my dear NEET aspirants, if you want to enter the medical college, if you want a good rank, then your physics must be very strong. That is very mandatory. So listen to me very carefully. In this particular video, I am going to tell you how can you achieve that good rank with the help of physics, and how can you become king in the physics. That's what I'm going to tell you. See, what does it actually take? There are only two things which matters. That is deep conceptual understanding and extreme problem solving skills. If you have these two, my dear NEET aspirants, you are going to get perfect score. You are going to get 180 out of 180. That is for sure. Because these are the only two things which you guys are supposed to do when it comes to the subject physics. Now, my dear NEET aspirants, listen to me very carefully. How can you make this happen? First and the foremost thing is lectures are extremely important. I don't know whichever batch you are studying in, but make sure you follow the lectures of that particular teacher properly. Make sure you check the content provided by the teacher, whether it is sufficient or not. Okay, self-made notes are extremely important. Self-made notes means when you are learning inside a batch, when you are sitting inside a batch, so you are supposed to copy each and every single thing, whatever teacher teaches you inside the class. That is called the self-made notes. Because at the end moment, when you have to revise a chapter in just 5 minutes, 6 minutes, self-made notes will help you at that point of time. And then I would say, my dear NEET aspirants, practice. Practice from what? Modules, like Unacademy module is the best module. Question bank means modules only, okay? And PYQs, previous year questions. And the questions of the class which teacher is teaching you inside the class. Now, how can you implement this, boys and girls? That is what I'm going to tell you. First and the foremost thing, I would say lectures, mandatory. See, if you have taken, if this is your first drop, this is your second drop, or this is your third drop, I'll tell you. If you are freshers, or if this is your first drop, then detailed lectures are extremely important. Go take a batch, take a subscription, like we are starting the Phoenix 3.0 batch. If you want to enroll in that batch, because we are teaching everything from the scratch. Everything from the scratch in Phoenix 3.0. We'll be starting it from tomorrow onwards. So if you have not joined it, join it right away, because from tomorrow this batch is starting. So my dear NEET aspirants, if you're a fresher or first drop, detailed lectures are extremely important. If you have taken the second drop, and if you still think I have missed some of the chapters previously, then you are supposed to take the detailed lectures. But if your syllabus is complete already, you have completed the syllabus, you have already completed with the detailed lectures, or if you have taken the third drop, then my dear NEET aspirants, revision and practice. Revision and practice only. This is what matters. Okay. And then, my dear NEET aspirants, self-made notes. And while you are learning inside the batch, make sure every single thing is taught in detail. Make sure JEE mains pattern questions are completed. I would say NEET PYQs are completed. Detailed lectures are given. And then, my dear NEET aspirants, write everything that teacher writes on the board. This is how you guys are supposed to make the self-made notes. Questions, lines, add your own concepts. If you feel sometimes teacher is not adding this line, maybe sometimes teacher basically writes only says it, okay? So make sure you add that concept also, that line also in your notes, okay? And revise at least 3 times, including the question teacher, the questions that teacher has shown you inside the class, at least 3 times. And one more important thing, identify those questions from which question, identify what kind of questions can be asked from a particular concept in the examination. Like if I have Coulomb's law, first of all, teacher will teach you in the class the Coulomb's law, all different pattern of questions. Then you go and check Unacademy's module. If you are learning in Unacademy's batch, check what are the other pattern of questions that can be asked from this concept. What are the questions which have been already asked from this particular concept? That is, you guys are supposed to identify. Then only you can achieve the good score. Then, my dear NEET aspirants, when it comes to the question practice, 300 to 400 questions you guys are supposed to solve per chapter. If you sit with me inside the batch, 300 to 400, I'll show you in the batch itself. Apart from that, if you solve 200 more questions from your end, 600 question is more than sufficient. So the questions must include NCERT questions, solved examples and questions, modules. Question bank means modules only, and PYQs of JEE mains as well as NEET. Okay. And my dear NEET aspirants, you have to become the problem killer. Start every chapter with the teacher's questions. If you are starting the questions problems, start with the teacher's questions, because those questions you have studied in detail with the teacher. Then in like biology and chemistry, you can go with the NCERT line by line, but not in physics. It is not required line by line. NCERT questions and exercises important in physics. PYQs of NEET, my dear NEET aspirants, and selected questions of JEE mains, not all, selected questions of JEE mains. Who is going to tell you what are the selected questions? Teacher is going to tell you what are the selected questions. My dear NEET aspirants, you implement this schedule, this is going to increase your marks when it comes to the physics. You will become the problem killer, and this will decide your rank in the upcoming time. And my dear NEET aspirants, we are starting the Phoenix 3.0 batch, my dear NEET aspirants. Phoenix 3.0 batch. This is from tomorrow onwards. Okay, tomorrow onwards, that is 25th July. Okay, I'll be starting from the scratch. If you have not studied anything before, so you are going to understand each and every single thing, make sure you join this batch right away, because I don't want you to miss out any of the lectures out there. You can ask already who are in the Phoenix 1.0, Phoenix 2.0, you can ask those students the level of content we provide inside the batch. Okay, make sure you join it right away. Thank you so much. Take care and bye-bye. See you guys in the batch itself. So make sure you smash the like button. Take care.